Hey y'all, welcome back. It is Thursday. That means it's another episode of the Late Night Vision Show, and we have another review for you this week. So we have Jason Robertson, owner of Outdoor Legacy. We've done a lot of reviews this year so far. If you're watching this the day it comes out, it's May, I guess, or getting in the beginning of
Yeah,
May. So
right.
we've done a ton of reviews. We still have some reviews to do, but we're going to be doing a lot of just regular content shows until things start getting ramped back up in fall. But this is a review that, Jason, we probably should have done quite a while ago because it is a very, very popular optic. Why don't you tell everybody what we're talking about today?
So today we are gonna be talking about the Nocpix Lumi H35 640 handheld thermal monocular. I'm gonna hold this thing up real quick. Tiny, tiny little unit. This thing is awesome. And we are going to be talking about this. If you're looking for a thermal handheld, this thing needs to be pretty high on your list depending on exactly what you're looking for. And we'll get into all that. Before we jump into this review, guys, speaking of looking for a handheld, guys, a lot of people watch the show, they jump on here, they see the reviews, and they don't realize that this show, the Late Night Vision show, that we've been doing for hundreds of episodes and years, is an extension of Outdoor Legacy. Outdoor Legacy is the company that I own, and Hans works with me there, as well as Garrett and some awesome ladies in the office. We have got a full team of people that are here dedicated to doing nothing but selling thermal and night vision optics and helping you find the exact right optic for your needs. So I understand there's a lot of places that you can buy thermals now. That didn't used to be the way. We're in our 12th year of business, and 10, 12 years ago, it was very hard to find thermal optics. You pretty much had to go to the internet to purchase them. We understand that now a lot of big box stores are carrying them. Your big online retailers that sell everything, they're there. But what you're not getting at those places is you're not getting the hands-on, one-on-one customer service from somebody who has used every single one of these optics in the field in good conditions and bad conditions, short range, long range, you name it, as well as having that history that Hans and Garrett and I have of using so many different optics over the years. And so we don't say this as bragging. We don't say this as look at us. We say it as we want to help you. We want to earn your business. And we believe that our knowledge can help you make the right decision, because whether you're spending, 800 bucks or $8,000, it's a lot of money, and you need to buy the right optic for you. This is not a one size fits all. If it was, this show wouldn't exist. We wouldn't do reviews. It would just be, hey, they're all pencils, go buy one. Do you like a green pencil or a yellow pencil? But they're way more complicated than that. And these different optics have different uses. And so we want to make sure that when you're spending your hard earned money, you're getting the one that's right for your needs. So you can give us a call at Outdoor Legacy. That's 877 350 1818. And we are happy to discuss these optics with you and help you make that purchase. If you want to buy from Outdoor Legacy, this is a service that we offer. If you're going to buy from somewhere else, then talk to that dealer, and they ought to be able to help you make these decisions and give you that advice as well. But we would love to have your business. If you watch this show and you say this is the right one for me, I know it, outdoorlegacy.com. Outdoorlegacy.com. Hans is going to put that on the screen there. You'll be able to see it and go there. But we would love to have your business. If you order an optic from us that is in stock, and our website clearly shows whether they're in stock or not, or you can call and talk to the ladies in our office. We can tell you, if you order an in-stock optic Monday through Friday before noon Texas time, it will ship the same business day, free, insured, UPS, FedEx, ground shipping to your door. We get these things right out to you. If you order afternoon, it'll ship the next day. So we get them out quick. We would love to have your business. And here's the last thing I'll say. When you buy an optic from us, we help you before the sale, but we also help you after the sale. As long as you own that optic, if you have a question about it, if you need help, hey, what does this do? Or I've forgotten. We have people call, say, I hadn't used my optic in a year. I forgot what this is, or what does this mean? We're glad to help you, and that's what we're here for. So again, if you're looking to buy an optic from us, 877-350-1818. Hans, man, I tell you what, we have done a lot of reviews. I tell you what we've got left. We're kind of getting down to things that we've put off, just like this Lumi. And I mean, we put these things off. It doesn't mean they're bad optics. It's actually one of our favorite optics of the year. But it's things that it's funny. There's a lot of handhelds. I mean, I was just sitting here kind of looking. I think we've got, a set of binoculars we're going to do. We've got, I know, two more handhelds with laser rangefinders from another company. So there's just a
There
lot
is.
of stuff,
Yeah,
a lot of
some
handhelds.
reason the handhelds get pushed back, maybe because people are really excited about scopes. But
Probably.
let's jump into something real quick. There's a lot of things to consider. I'm going to get to the specs. We're going to show some video. We're going to talk about the dislikes and likes and all that stuff. But there's a few things to consider when you're talking about or considering a thermal monocular. Size, resolution, features like laser rangefinders or not. So there's a lot of things to kind of think about when you're trying to decide on that perfect handheld. But if you're watching this and you only own a scope and you say, well, do I really need a thermal monocular? Is that something that's necessary? Can I just scan a field with the scope that's on my rifle, or can I get a small scope that I can take on and off the rifle and use as a monocular? Here's what I'll say very quickly before we jump into the specs. As far as do you need a thermal monocular or not, I really think that depends on a couple of things. First of all, how often you are hunting. I will say this: if you have a thermal scope and you're just using it so you can scan the field and check your cows and see if there's a coyote within your cows, but you're not doing it that often, then you can probably get by with just having a small compact thermal scope that kind of doubles as both. But if you are really serious about hunting, if this is something that you do, if you're a coyote hunter or a hog hunter, having a thermal monocular is going to give you a much more enjoyable experience. And I will tell you this: if you're using this for night hunting, you're going to be more successful with a thermal monocular. You will find things, you will see things with a thermal monocular that you will skip over with a scope mounted on a rifle as you're walking into properties or leaving. There's so many times, Jason, where I've already packed everything up, all my scope, my rifles, on my chest, but I'll have my thermal monocular as I walk back to the truck, and I'll see something. Sometimes it's a hog standing right by my truck, but having a thermal monocular will make you more successful at night hunting. So if you're serious about this, if this is your hobby or this is your sport that you're looking to get into, at some point, if you get a scope first, at some point you will want a thermal monocular. You'll be more successful. It's more convenient. It's more of an enjoyable experience not having to scan with your rifle. So I wanted to throw that in there if you're watching this and you're like, do I really need a thermal monocular? If you have any other questions after that, as far as what types, you can definitely call us. But yes, this is the Nocpix Lumi H35. I assume stands for high resolution because it is a 640. 35 is the size of the objective lens. As you saw, as Jason showed you, it is what we would consider, I would say, a very small, compact thermal monocular. But the price on it's $2,199. Jason, that's today's
Yeah.
price. Why don't you touch on that real quick?
Pause.
Yeah, pause.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I don't want to get into a big long
Yeah.
thing. I'm going to say this. We're recording this show a few days early. And so I highly suspect that by the time you see this show, that the price could very likely be higher than $21.99 because of the tariffs. I do know, unless something changes in the hours between us recording this and when this comes out, the short days, unless there's something crazy happens, there will be an across the board price increase from what we're hearing on all of these units from Nocpix
Yeah.
and Infrared Outdoor. So we don't know what the price is going to be. We're supposed to be getting a price list. So again, by the time you watch this, it could well be over $21.99, and I hate that, guys, and I'm sorry about it, but I guess I can't apologize because
Well, yeah,
I
it's.
didn't do this
I was going
tariff
to say
deal, so it is what it
these are
is.
not the dealers that are implementing this tariff
No,
increase. This is the manufacturers and American distributors for these companies, IRA USA and all that. So this is not the dealer saying,
no,
okay, we're going to raise our price by X amount. But
no,
yeah, I wanted to throw that
no.
in there because it could be different by the time you see
And
this in six
we,
months. It could be, who knows? We have no idea at this
Yeah,
point.
and I want to say real quick with that. I mean, again, yeah, we're recording this in the 1st of May, so again, May 2025. This could be all different tomorrow or next week or next year, but currently the other issue with these optics is there's no supply of them. So I don't want you to feel like, oh, dealers and everybody's got 10,000 on the shelves and they're just trying to get more money. There is very, very low supply because there hasn't been shipments of these. Now we're hearing that there may be some coming, that are going to be tariffed, that are going to be more expensive, unfortunately. So for whatever that's worth, it is what it is. Right now, today, as of this recording, it's $2,199. I'm going to say this: if the price goes up, it's probably still going to be worth it because it's really underpriced for what this unit can do. That's my opinion on it today. It's that
Yeah.
good. So go on,
Yeah,
Hans.
yeah.
Let's keep rolling with it, and we're telling you all we know and then
Yeah,
some.
yeah, and we did a tariff show a few weeks ago. If you want to hear about that, you definitely can. Resolution: it is a 640 by 512 resolution, 12 micron, sub 18 NETD millikelvin rated thermal sensor. Starts at 2.5 power and goes up to 20 power. That's a lot of magnification for a little monocular like that. Field of view: it's a 66 feet. Field of view at 100 yards. Y'all, field of view is crucial when you're thinking and considering a thermal monocular, so definitely keep that in mind. Detection range is 1,750 yards on it. That is, they determine that by the size of a full-size human being, being able to pick up a heat signature at that range. More likely, though, ID range on a small animal like a coyote, 400 to 500 yards conservatively. A larger animal could be 100, maybe a couple hundred yards, depending on the size of the animal. More than that. It does come with video and audio recording. It does have Wi-Fi to the Nocpix app that you can put on your phone that allows you to use it in viewfinder mode, where you can look on the screen of your phone and see what you see through the optic. Also, you can download the videos directly from the Lumi onto your phone and then move those to computers and whatnot. It does have 7 different color palettes. It's got a display resolution of 1024 by 768. Comes with 2 18650 flat top batteries. These are rechargeable batteries, and you're going to get about 4 hours of run time on each battery. So it takes one removable 18650 flat top battery. You can take it out, put the other one fully charged back in. So both of them fully charged, you get about 8 hours of run time, but 4 hours per battery. Operating temperature -4 degrees Fahrenheit up to 122 degrees. It is tripod compatible, so it means it has a little tripod stud screw in at the very bottom of it. So there are a lot of people out there that do mount these on some type of stabilizer like that. Weighs 12 ounces and does come with the 5-year IRA USA warranty. Now, Jason, I heard you fidgeting back there. What are you doing?
Oh
What are you
man,
doing?
I can't hide
No.
nothing. Okay, so what I wanted to show, I never show the cases that monoculars come in, and I mean basically, not every, but most. I don't know, say I don't know, maybe every monocular comes with some sort of little case in the box or something. And to be honest, I never use them. I leave them in
Yeah.
the box. They don't come out. It's just not something that I use or need. People ask, and it's fine. There's nothing wrong. I mean, it's a good thing to have these. Hans and I use our stuff so much that I just throw it in my bag and go. But I understand if you're going to be traveling or you want to take very good care of it, which again, nothing wrong with that. You may want the case. But here's what I like about this little Lumi case is that it's so small. And the reason it's small, I guess, is because the unit is so small. But it's really one of the smallest cases, and I really like it. On the back here, you'll see there's kind of like some Molly adapters if you want to put this on. Maybe you've got a Molly rig on your backpack or chest rig or something. But then it's just got this little I don't even have to open it. Yeah, there it is right there. So anyway, that's it. It's nothing fancy. You know, you could put that on your belt or whatever if you wanted to. But anyway, I just like the little case. All right, so this is the unit. Go over this quickly. Let's start right back here on the back. This is the little rubber eye cup. This just keeps, you know, some of the light from either escaping your eye or light from coming in. So if you've got, you know, like if it's daylight or something and you're using it, or you got a light beside you, if you just want to keep that from kind of coming in, or again, at light escaping that side of your eye. I'll be honest, I don't really use it much, so I just kind of flip the thing back, which is very easy to do. Right here, you will see this is your diopter focus. So that is how you focus the display screen to your specific eye, whether you wear glasses or don't, or need to wear glasses or whatever, you'll be able to focus that right up. Going down this side, let's see what we've got here. Right here, this is where your, I don't know if I can get that open. This little rubber thing is where your USB port is going to be. You could run external USB power on that. You can also plug it into your computer and pull off the videos. So this is your lens cap. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about this. This is tethered. You can see it's got a string. It hangs here. There's a magnet over here. And we will talk a little bit more about this in our likes and dislikes, but it hangs right there kind of out of your way. And then again, this is by the way, it's a hard plastic lens cap. And this right here is your focus. So this is how you focus your lens. Okay, so you're basically focusing the video camera in there, and it's rubberized so that lens cap just kind of fits right in there. Let's see, going to this side, you basically, there's nothing down this side, a couple logos. On the top, you can see here, you've got 4 buttons. So you've got, you know, your power, your zoom, your menu, you know, just all your normal little buttons there. Very simple to use. My opinion with this is, people ask, how does it do with gloves? Well, the buttons are pretty raised. You can feel them. There's a good, I'm going to try to show this here. There's a pretty good gap between these. So what I like is, even with gloves or without, what you're doing is you're figuring out where you're at, because like, oh, you know, there's no more buttons back here. There's up here. So, you know, there's only 4. So it's easy to figure out where you're at. In my opinion, gloves or no gloves, no issue. One thing I didn't show, right back here on the back, I'm going to flip. You can kind of see that red. All right. You just flip that down, press down, and there is your battery. This is my own battery. This is a Nitecore battery. You have to have flat top batteries. That is a very big deal. They have to be flat top. Those are the Nocpix batteries that come with them, are flat top. This, by the way, you will just press, and it kind of takes 2 hands because it is tight, because it's waterproof. So right there, it's just back locked in. That is it. Pull the battery in, pull the battery out. That is your walk around.
Good job, Jason. That was very quick.
Thank
Record time.
Thank you. I know. I'm good. Hey, it's small. There's not a lot to go over.
There. You know, that's,
hey, one thing, I did forget something here. Right back here on the back, this is important to a lot of people. See if I can show this. I doubt I can. All right, right there. Do you see how, you see that little hole? And there's one on that side as well. It does come with kind of a lanyard strap that you can put through those little holes and then wear around your neck. I don't know. It's fine. It works. I don't normally use it. A lot of people are big on lanyards, but what is the good thing and what matters is that if you want to run your own lanyard through there, you do have a hole on both sides of the unit, so it is lanyard compatible. There is no hand strap for it. There is nowhere you know, on the front of this thing to mount a hand strap. So just for that.
So let's do this. Let's get to the dirty business first, our dislikes. And I only had one. I'll say this. I mentioned at the beginning of the show, this is a very, probably one of the most popular monoculars of the year so far as popularity, people calling and buying. And it's obviously not because of our review, because that review is just now coming out. It is from word of mouth, people getting this and seeing it, seeing how great it is, seeing videos online. And so we're going to be talking about this, but keep this in mind when we're talking about these likes and all this, that this is already a very popular monocular. So the only dislike that I had, and Jason, you probably already demonstrated it, was that the lens cap, I felt like, because a lot of times I'm having to do this, you should see me at night, it's kind of hilarious, but having to do this with one hand. So many times I'm having to, uh, it's hard to demonstrate, but try to get that lens cap off with like my chin. Like I'll kind of brush up against my chin.
I've done that too.
And
Yeah,
so
where
then it's
your
just,
other hand's free and you're just like trying
exactly.
to pull
So
it
I'm
off.
like,
Yeah.
I kind of wedge it and get it broken away off the lens with my chin. And then it's just kind of dangling around. And then with one hand, I can't ever swing it perfectly enough to get the magnet to stay there. So it would have been nice if that was like a spring loaded lens cap that just stayed attached to the objective, hinged
Yeah.
open, instead of like the rope, the string and it dangling there. That was the only thing that I found that was,
Okay,
I
I'm
didn't
gonna
care.
I'm gonna take over here because I'm holding it in
You
my
gonna
hand. I've been
demonstrate how you
showing
open
this.
it with your chin?
I'm gonna demonstrate. No, I'm not gonna. Yeah, my chin. So we don't want to make a mountain out of a molehill. The lens cap is nice. The string is nice, so you don't lose it. Okay, but there are some optics out there, some other handhelds that I think Nocpix got this idea from. Put a magnet in it and put it on the side. Okay, there's some optics that have that. The problem here is the magnet is not near strong enough. Now, so I mean, it's here. I'm just kind of shaking it. You can kind of see it's not coming off, but just the it takes so little with your finger just to bump it, and it comes off. And so what I find is most of the time it's dangling, and that does become a little bit of an annoyance to me. So again, it's cool that it's got the magnet, but but again, this is if I'm holding it with my my right hand. I mean, that's fine. I can hold it on there, but it's just I don't know. It's kind of strange. That's the
Very
only
small,
negative
yeah.
thing I've got to say about it. I think is funny. I was talking to our other salesman, Garrett. He's had a lot of time behind this as well. And I said, hey, man, I said, Hans and I are trying to come up with some negatives for this for, our review. What are the negatives? What do we need to tell people? And he goes, I don't think there are any. I was like, it's got to be something. And he was like, man, I don't really have any. And I said, what about the lens cap? He's like, well, okay. He was like, but for as good as the image is, for as, the price, he goes, that thing's fantastic. And I was like, there's nothing you don't like about it. He's like, not really. So it's funny. I mean, Hans and I are over here trying to come up that. So we're again, don't want to major on the minor, but
Yeah. So we have one very minor dislike. The likes are overwhelming. The people that choose, the people that choose this aren't just choosing it because it does have very good picture image, which it does. Obviously 640 resolution quality, but very good 640 resolution quality. The people though that are choosing this are doing so because of, I think, how small it is. I mean, it is a very
and lightweight.
I mean, definitely you could fit this in your front pocket. It makes it convenient for people that want to use a thermal monocular for things that are maybe outside the hunting world. Maybe if you're using this for, I don't know, traveling, hiking, emergency situations, whatever. It's so concealable. It's so small, but the image is a legit 640 resolution quality, 2.5 power, the base magnification. A 66-foot field of view makes it a very generous field of view, which is important, again, like I mentioned in the beginning, for a thermal monocular consideration. So as far as the field of view, it does fit into what most people want as far as that base magnification level. 18650 battery. I think the battery life is okay. It does come with the iRay USA 5-year warranty. But the tops on my list, Jason, are great image, obviously, small and very, very compact. It does seem like, though, even though it's very small and compact, it does seem like it does have a very generous sized display screen as well. So a lot of times you'll get one of these small monoculars and the display just seems teensy tiny. But this did not get that feeling or effect at all. But all of that compounded with the fact that right now it's a great price. And even like you said, even tariffed, even if they have to raise the prices because of tariff, it's still going to be a good deal because you have to look at other 640 resolution optics, similar specs, and look at the prices. I mean, the prices really shoot up from 21.99. I know IRA USA,
That's
they
right.
had they had the Finder FH35R at 2,500. Now that did include a laser rangefinder, but that was a little bit more expensive. So there's where it's priced right now compared to other monoculars, 640 monoculars on the market. It's a dang good deal, and a great performing optic at that price.
Well, I'm sitting here and people are probably like, what is this guy doing? I'm looking, you have those specs in front of
Mm-hmm.
you and I
Mm-hmm.
don't. What does it say that the display resolution
It says
is? Does it say
it says
1024?
1024 by 768. It didn't say the actual size, like the dimension. Like a lot of
Well,
times they'll say 1 inch or
yeah, I
something.
found one that says point 0.39 inches, but I'll say this. It's a big
It does
display.
seem big, yeah.
However they've done it, whatever they've done, it looks really,
Mm-hmm.
really good when you look in
Mm-hmm.
there. I know exactly what you're talking about. Some of these other monoculars, especially a lot of times the smaller monoculars have a little display. It's feels like it's very far away
Mm-hmm.
from you. Definitely not in this. I think everything you said there is dead on. Size, weight, 18650 battery, image quality. This is not just a 640. This is a very good image quality 640. Now, I also want to be clear and say that yes, you can spend $1,000, $1,500 more on other handhelds, even from Nocpix and other brands, and their 640s. And people say, well, are they better, or is this just as good as them? No, I don't think this is just as good as those. I do think those are better. The question becomes, are those worth
Yeah.
1,000 or $1,500 more? They're also going to be about 3 times the size of
Yeah, you
this.
got the
They're not
Nocpix
going to be
Vista and
small.
the Quest. They have some other handheld units that are more expensive. They have a couple other features on them,
Correct.
but yeah, and that's the thing, Jason. Like you said, it doesn't have to be the best. It's great, and it's a great
No.
price. That's the main thing. Is there? It doesn't have the best
Yeah,
picture quality, but that's okay.
right. But when you say that though, I just want to be clear. And again, I hope we're not ruining this review right here when we say it's not the best, and you can spend more and get better, and that is true. But I would say that right now, from what we've seen in small, compact 640 monoculars, I mean, again, there's not many on the
Yeah.
market this size. I think it's got the best image. I mean, it is just so
Hmm.
good. That's why we're excited about it. And I'll just tell you, we've had these for a while, and a lot of you know that if you've talked to me that I'm big on using a thermal monocular daytime deer hunting. And that's a big thing for me. Now, my ideal unit for that is a 1 power with no magnification, because I'm very often in the woods or on food plots or even hunting pastures. I want that 1 power to see, super wide field of view. But this unit I sent with my daughter. My daughter and my wife did a lot of hunting together this year, and I sent this with her, and she loved it. And my kids fight over this thing. They absolutely think it's fantastic because, again, it is so small. They can throw it in their hunting back, and that's even for, again, daylight deer hunting, looking for a deer. My daughter found her buck this year after she shot him with this. He jumped the barbed wire fence, ran into the woods, and she goes over there, and it's dark by the time they get out, and take this binocular, looks over there, and there he is piled up in there. So really, really like the unit overall. I think that I wasn't really intending this, but I'm going to go on right here. I think this makes the point of who is this good for? And I think it's good for deer hunters because, again, nice wide field of view, small, compact. I think it's good for anybody who needs the general use of a thermal handheld, whether that's security, whether that is, even for fun. I mean, there's a lot of people that Hans, I know you, Garrett, and I talk to that say, hey, I'm not really a hunter, or, maybe I used to, or whatever, but I just kind of want to have one. I want to keep it by the back
Oh yeah.
door. I want to see what the dogs are barking at. I want to see, if there's a bear out there. A lot of people are in, the mountains and bear country, and it's like, hey, I want to know what's
Yeah.
banging around out there. And so I think there's a lot of uses for that. But, obviously, our main thing is going to be your hog and your predator hunters. Again, this is not a one size fits all. So there are some things, the lower magnification I think is going to be better for
Hmm.
most people, but there's some things you may be doing, especially in predator hunting, or maybe doing some elk spotting, big game hunting, spotting, seeing where those animals are bedding, and you may need more magnification. You may need a better optic
Hmm.
than this. But for general usage, I think it's one of the best all
Hmm.
around thermals that I've seen in a handheld that I think will work for just a large amount of
Yeah, I
people.
was sitting here thinking while you're saying who is it good for. I'm like, I'm going to think about this differently. Who is it not good for? And I was just,
Yeah, it's a shorter
yeah, I was like,
list.
man, it's just not. It is a very short list. I guess if you need to ID a coyote or something at 800 yards, you'd have to step up way higher
Yeah.
in price, maybe a 1024 resolutions or something. But yeah, that's there's just, it's so good for so many different types of people, and hunters and not hunters, and all of that. But so you've seen the videos, we've gone through the specs, we've talked about our likes and dislikes, who it's good for, and you're still like, is this the right thing for me? A lot of you may say, well, is 640 resolution worth the money? Can I step down and have a 384 resolution? Do I need am I a good candidate for somebody that needs a laser rangefinder? There's still some questions in here, and some nuances that can really only be answered by one-on-one communication. We can give you all the highlights, the 20,000 foot view of this optic, but to really know and have the confidence that this is right for you, it's important that you speak with people. So if you're interested in purchasing the Nocpix Lumi H35 or any other Nocpix products, you can definitely give us a call, 877-350-1818. You can find all the optics outdoorlegacy.com. And if you want to find all of our past episodes, you're probably either watching on YouTube or Spotify or somewhere else, but you can always find all the past episodes, thelatenightvision.show.com, and also on YouTube by doing a quick search. You can search up our show, and if you're looking for an optic, if we haven't done the review yet, it's either in the works. We do have a lot of things coming up, but we always, if you pay attention to our socials like Facebook or Instagram, where you can find the Outdoor Legacy and me, Hans ETX, on Facebook or Instagram, a lot of times we'll start putting out a little bit of content before the review comes out. So we'll try to kind of lead into it a little bit, so we kind of see, okay, they're going to be doing this pretty soon. So anyway, Jason, I think that's it. Did I miss anything? I don't know.
I think
Okay.
that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this show. Again, stay tuned right here to the Late Night Vision Show. We will be back, good Lord willing, with more shows. A lot of stuff coming this summer, a lot of topics. If you have a topic that you want us to cover, if you have, maybe it's a single question, we're going to do some viewer Q&A shows. Leave those questions in the comments, and sometimes it's better to specify, like, hey, would love to hear y'all talk about this on a show or something, versus if you just ask a simple question, we may just try to answer it right there. Or maybe it's not even simple, we may tell you to call us. But if you want to hear it in the show or think it's a good topic, leave those in the comments, because we're going to have a lot of those shows coming this summer, and we want to be talking about the things you want to hear about. So, guys, between this week and next week, we hope to see y'all again here next Thursday. Y'all stay safe out there.